Alright, so we have the X99 Asus Rampage Extreme here. This is it with a Corsair H100i GTX cooler. Some of the settings in the BIOS here. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have your RAM XMP selected. So I have 2400 megahertz RAM. So this is my actual OC here. I got a pretty good chip. I'm at 4.7. My RAM I leave as stock. My Uncore or my cache, I'm actually running it at 4.7 also. So that's matched with the core CPU speed. This is really actually pretty simple. You're going to want to leave most of the settings in here at stock. The only thing you're really going to want to change is your RAM XMP and how many or the ratio that you want to run your cores at. So mine does 4.7. Your Uncore, mine does 4.7, and I have it idling at 3.7 when the computer's not under load. All of these are untouched, so like I said, you're just going to want to leave everything as is, with the exception of what we've gone through so far. So the voltage here, I can't get adaptive to work. I know a lot of people say it's great, but I've been using this for a few months now, offset mode, and I have 0.34. So what that means is under load, my CPU goes to 1.31, which is about the max they say you want to do on these things, which running up 50, the heck am I running here? 5960X. I think it's somewhere. We'll find it later. So 5960X, the 8-core CPU at 1.31. That's what it's going to give me in load at Windows with this at 0.34. The cache voltage, they say you don't want to exceed 1.35. And I say this is just reading forums and watching YouTube videos and stuff. So we got 1.35 with that, and that is what is actually giving us this right here, the 4.7 for the Uncore or the cache. So going back down, the system agent voltage, it'll default at 1.8. You're gonna need more system agent if you're doing your Uncore or your cache ratio. So I've got that at 1.12. So, which is a pretty good chip, because they say you should be at about 1.2 to get a decent overclock. So we're actually a little lower than that, a little lower than 1.2. We're at 1.12. So anyway, everything else is on auto. I mean everything. All of these little back of the woods settings everywhere. I'm not running RAID, so the only other thing that I really changed was to make sure that it's booting off of my solid state drive, because it wanted to boot off my CD-ROM drive. So I changed that wherever that is. Here it is right here. So that's the only thing I changed. I changed this. I take that back. I put my fans at 100% full speed. So I've got my CPU fan. Now this is just giving them maximum power. So they're not actually always running at 100%. This is just giving them the 100% that they might need. So I changed all these to 100% here. So everything else is at default. I mean, this is pretty darn easy so far. So we can go in and we'll just go straight into Windows here. This is what I've been running here for a couple months, and this is 4.7 across all 16 cores and 4.7 for the Uncore during load and 3.7 Uncore during idle. So we'll do a Control-Delete, we'll boot into Windows here. So I got all the RAM slots here are pretty much all taken up. This is 32 gigs here. There's the H100i GTX, 2 GTX 980s. Hopefully here soon I can get the TI version. The little USB 3.1 thing hiding in there somewhere. So this is actually for the 5960X at 1.31 volts. This cooler is good enough. This is the one of the, I forget what you call them, but just it's a kit that you get from Corsair here, one of their latest kits here. So now we're in Windows. So I have the actual CPU cooler on a custom curve. So anytime the processor gets over 35 Celsius, it's basically gonna bump it up to 100%. So I pretty much just idle around 32, so it's going to be right around 60% right now. So we've booted in at 4.7, 16 cores. It's 4.7 during load. It'll dip down to about 1.2 when it's not in use. So you see 1.2 right here. The Uncore, which we were at 3.7 during idle again, and 4.7 during load. It's loading now. 4.7. Run a couple of apps here. We got Cinebench 64, release 11.5, and let's see if we can get the temps being looked at here while we do this. Alright, so we'll see, usually about 78 is about the max. My house is pretty warm now, it's about 81 degrees in my house. Sorry. And there we go. Got a little lower than what we usually get, but 20.34. So that's it. Yeah, I mean, with this board, it's really easy. You want to leave everything in your BIOS as you get it. Change your RAM to the XMP. Change your CPU voltage. If you want to overclock the Uncore, change that to what you need. Up that voltage. up the system agent voltage, and up your fans, and make sure you're booting off of the right drive so you can get into your operating system, and that's it. All that other fancy stuff, you just leave it as is, and that's what I did. So that's where we're at. Pretty good system. Got lots of games going. Battlefield 4. Crisis, all types of good stuff. So with that Uncore, things are going to be extremely fast at 4.7. You can see how quick everything opened up here. With that 850 Pro, it's the 512 gig version. So we'll give Valley a click here. Bam, it's open. So it's the higher your Uncore, the quicker the whole subsystem is, and it really helps with everything. So we'll get this going. Everything's maxed out here at the 1080p level. So we're sitting right at about 100 frames per second here. Leave the two cards at stock. The only thing I do is bump up their target power target to 125, and that lands us at 1354. So that's it. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask away. Thanks. Bye.